Hey everyone, I'm Terry G. If you can take a second, can you please subscribe to my channel? Take another second and hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Again, thanks for stopping by. This is probably the hardest part in early sobriety that I had to, for lesser words, get a handle on. I don't like using that word, but it's kind of like that. And it's number 3 in the sober pathway. And I struggled a lot in early recovery. I really did. For the first one day up to about 2 years, I really was just leading a life of a sober drunk, or white knuckling it, as you may know that word, white knuckling, dry drunk, those kind of things, you know. I wasn't really a happy guy. But one of the hardest things I had to understand in recovery was it's not so much of the fear of learning new things that troubled me the most when it came to my recovery. What troubled me the most was, how was I supposed to give up my old way of life? And it worked for me for so many years, and it protected me, my behavior, my thoughts, my ability to cope. It protected me from all the nonsense in my childhood, in my teenage life. It protected me when I drank. All these behaviors and thoughts. And what I'm talking about is resentment against parents, childhood trauma, feeling less than, low self-esteem, that I was stupid, feeling that I didn't belong, that I was different. If you knew who I really was, you wouldn't love me or you wouldn't like me. Maybe those people were right about me. Maybe I am a drunk. I'm a lazy SOB. All those negative thoughts, or even good things, right? Like drinking with your buddies, having fun, the good old days, glamorizing the drinking days. It was very hard for me to get my head around it, that I needed to start giving those old behaviors, those old thoughts, those old emotional difficulties that I was experiencing, to give them up. I had to give them up. And also, I didn't know how to give them up. I thought, that's just the way I am. I'm just like this. It's part of my personality. If you had my life, you'd be the same. You'd be as broken as I was. And I had to get my head around that I am not my thoughts. I am not my past. And there is a better way of living. There is a better way. And I needed to come to that spot in my recovery. And before that, I relapsed once at 9 months. I relapsed at 14 months, where I ended up in jail because of my anger. I had huge anger issues. I had huge rage issues. I would never have thought in 1,000 years that would go away. I never would think that. And one day, in that jail cell in Canada, Ontario here, just down the road from where I'm actually doing this video, I surrendered. And the way I surrendered was simply this. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I am totally insane. I am sober. And I don't know what to do. I'm in jail. My plan for sobriety, my plan for recovery has got me in the Crowbar Hotel. I needed to find a new way. I surrendered my life, my way of thinking, my past, my emotions, everything, my life, over to a divine wisdom, good, orderly direction. I like what the indigenous people call it, the creator. And once I did that, once I got that relief, and my life was in turmoil in sobriety. In early sobriety, I was crazier, I used to think, than I was when I drank. Well, I probably was, because I didn't have the booze to calm things down. Within hours of surrendering, giving up, it's almost like I started to see things in a different way. I had like a spiritual awakening, or whatever it is, a sense of freedom. I took good orderly direction from the group. These people definitely had a better plan for living than I did. So I turned myself over to them and listened to what they had to say, took what I needed and left the rest behind. I found a mentor that I respected a lot. He was a common sense kind of dude. He was calm, he was sensible, and he led me on my way. He helped me in my journey of recovery. And then over time, I started praying and meditating to this spirit, this spirituality thing that people talked about. And over the years, I've developed a connection to a higher belief, a spirit of a greater cause, right? The ultimate wisdom of the universe, or the creator. And it helped me, but I had to surrender. And once I surrendered through all those tears and all that disappointment with my life, and all the abandonment and all the letdowns and all the anger and all the crap in life, and I just surrendered it. I can't do this anymore. I need it, and I hope you find this, that your plan doesn't work for life, and it doesn't work for your sobriety. My plan got exactly where I ended up, in jail at the OPP station in Canada. That's where my sobriety thinking got me. Right there. I needed to change, and I needed it right away. It was like an emergency meeting with the guy upstairs. And that's what happened. My life hasn't been easy. My sobriety hasn't been easy. I'm not a saint by no means. But I'm telling you something. I'm 180% better than I was before. I'm a new man because of that energy, the creator, the spirituality, giving up, surrendering, believing in the process, even when I don't trust the process, but just to believe in it. And over time, I started to trust that process of change. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Terry G. This is an alcohol-free life channel where we learn to live sober one day at a time. If you could take a second, please subscribe. Take another second and hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Remember, God bless. Alcoholism recovery is a team sport. We need to hang around like-minded people and get support by those people. And let me tell you something. You might be totally surprised of what will happen despite yourself. Trust the process, get active, help others, do all that fun stuff, and you'll see what happens. Life will change. Okay? Ciao for now.